What's up, wizards, warlocks, witches, and bitches, and welcome back to the Wonderlands. Again, I cannot apologize enough for the piss-poor frame rate, seeing as how I was under the impression that I had fixed it, but I greet you this evening bearing good news. If your standards for entertainment are low, that is. I say to you in full confidence that frame rate should not be plaguing the playthrough henceforth. For whatever reason, OBS decided to default the bitrate to like 240,000 kilobits or some wacky shit, which is excessive even for like 4K capture, which I can't even currently do. And on that note, the audio quality was set to 128 kbps as well, so I bumped that up to 320 for you kind folks at home. If you want to thank me, you can hit the tips link in the About section of my channel page. I'm kidding, don't give me shit. Strippers exist for a reason, and I assure you, they're far more deserving of your money than I am. Anyway, welcome back to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So last time I unfortunately had to cut stream a little bit short due to said aforementioned frame rate issues. So we ended off on a kind of weird note, which is why this is going to seem a little bit disjointed, so again, I apologize for that. Also, I think I want to change the formula of the way I do this. So, originally, I was going to go back to one of those places that it said that I should go to before I go to this shoddy-looking place with the, sea coral and all that. So we are going to go back to the, Weep Wild, and, we're going to go run through a few side quests. So I think what I want to do is I want to run 3 side quests per area. That way you don't get just the base content of whatever area I go to for whatever stream I do. So, yeah, we're gonna go and, see about some of the side quests in that area that I was in with the mushrooms and shit. And, I apologize also for the long-ass tangent that I went on, because I really didn't get to, give kind of my sentiments on the area and, like, what I thought of it, and, like, the design and the structure with all the mushrooms and the, color palette and all that, and the enemy diversity and the variety and shit like that. So, I'm gonna try and make this a little bit more cohesive and a little bit more involved. So yeah, we're gonna run back to the Weep Wild. Also, completely unrelated to, checking out the beautiful scenery and the evil enemies and the mushroom people, I have a Jacob's gun that shoots lightning at things. So, yeah. So, I was thinking about doing those, little... You know how I had to go get the thing for the dude and it was kind of boring and it was just, like, fight a bunch of fucking enemies? I was thinking about maybe doing those off-screen, and while I was doing one of those, I actually came across this lovely thing. Which, yeah, like I said, shoots lightning into things, so it's pretty fucking beautiful, honestly. It's fucking gorgeous. I love it. It is only, like, level 8, and as you can see, I'm, like, level 13, so it's a little bit shit. Zoom in. Been a while since I stopped by, and I've honestly lost count of how many different Twitch accounts I've made since the Madara one, but how's it going? Oh, that's you! Welcome back, Madara. Thank you very much for coming back to my channel, man. I've been doing very swell. I started a new job recently, which is soaking up the majority of my time, which is why we're not playing Elden Ring, unfortunately, but, we're smack dab in the middle of this, like a fucking fat man and a cake, and... Yeah, it's going pretty good so far. So yeah, like a fat lad at a fucking cheesecake factory, we're in the middle of Wonderlands right now. And, I'm very forward, like, in the story, like, I'm pretty much at the very beginning. I've gone through maybe, like, 3 areas total. Something like that. So, yeah, we're kind of pacing our way through it a little bit. Warrior19, thank you very much for the follow as well, lad. Appreciate you very much, chappy. Thank you. Welcome to my shit channel. I play Silent Hill, survival horrors, Resident Evil, first-person shooters like Wonderlands, obviously, Borderlands, stuff like that, RPGs, platformers, that kind of shit. Oh yeah, also, I have a cube of Jello that's also made of acid to accompany my pistol that shoots fucking lightning, so yeah. If you're expecting shit in Wonderlands to make any lick of sense, yeah, I got some bad news. Nothing in this game makes sense. There's evil mushrooms, there's guns that shoot lightning, and you can conjure acidic Jello cubes with your hands. So yeah, welcome to Wonderlands. So, as I said, we're gonna go across and do a little bit of side quests.
We Murphs are in a terrible bad way because of this wicked, awful virus running roughshod on us.
I love this accent already.
We're on the brink of extinction.
We're on the brink of extinction.
Help us out. If that's you, Hobbs,
His name is Old Murph as well, which I always find very good. Like, in, Borderlands 3, where there was that one guy, I forgot what his name was. I think it was, like, Merle. And he was, like, in the swamp planet of the Jacobs estate and all that shit, and I thought that was very well done. Because you can't exactly have a Louisiana swamp planet without a man named Merle, can you? It's kind of criminal. Oh, that animation is just glorious, watching him fry to death. That's what they should do to child predators. Just like that.
Hey there, stranger. I'm afeard I can't stay and greet you proper like, but I'm wife
Oh lord.
and I'm
It's a goblin with a southern accent that's very poorly clothed.
on a mission, but if
This looks like every stripper on Aurora where I live. I'm not even kidding.
kindly excuse me, stranger.
You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. It's actually kind of scary. I do not recommend.
Now look alive.
They're not even classy strippers. It's pretty sad.
Is a Murph in danger and then some. That wicked old witch.
Sorry, strippers. Strippers are actually respectable because they do deplorable things with the knowledge that they're doing deplorable things. But hookers, you know, like, hookers have just lost all sense of reason. They do not respect themselves at all whatsoever. But strippers are actually somewhat respectable. And they're actually entertaining. Loved playing Wonderlands, but stopped after soloing all achievements, but now I want to play it again. Yeah, this game is glorious so far. I really like it. And at first I wasn't too into it because I didn't like the characters or the dialogue all that much, but there was one little thing that swayed my opinion of it. And it's when Torg blows up the fucking ocean. And after that, it says Notion. Just that alone fucking did it for me. I was like, you know what? This was a good investment. I'm glad that I spent like fucking 40, 50 quid on this. Very happy with it. Fucking funny as shit. Heard a lot about this game, but never watched any gameplay. What's the overall theme, meaning of the game? It's essentially Borderlands, but not Borderlands, but Borderlands, if that makes any sort of sense. It's essentially that. Also, the melee combat is ridiculous this time around. So, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, Borderlands has had, like, what, 4 or 5 games in its franchise? And this game has had one in its respective franchise, and I like this more than Borderlands. If I'm being completely frank, and I'm being completely honest with you, I like this a lot more than Borderlands. The melee combat, essentially, you can get various things that increase your recovery for your spells. So in this, you get spells, and you get rings and shit like that. So you cast your spell with L1, and then your character has action skill trees. And each tree has one of 2 action skills that you can slot at any given time, depending on what class you pick. And then you can have a secondary as well. But this is only for skills, so like, for example, I have that set as my action skill, right? But if I wanted to change it, I would go to this instead. And there's quite a bit of diversity with that. And they all do different things, so dependent on your playstyle and what you want to pick, you have options, which is pretty cool. The only thing that I kind of hate is you can't sacrifice your spell ability to do 2 action skills back to back. Or are these supposed to be Smurfs? Oh, they are Smurfs, isn't they? They are as well. They got little white hats and shit. I love it. I love it. He's called Wimpy Murph as well. Like they're all named Murph. Hold up. Smiley Murph, Old Murph, Wimpy Murph, and the Blues. So it's just to be like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs and that, but they're goblins instead. And they're Smurfs. Yeah, it's a Borderlands game, but with D&D. If you've played Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep, it's pretty much entirely like that, but a little bit more ludicrous and ridiculous, and it makes a lot less sense. And it's kind of, honestly, in its best flavor, if I'm being completely forward. It's a lot better, I think. I love their bug eyes as well. Hold on, can I get a look? They're just like very small goblin models that look like crack addicts. I fucking love it. What else are the Smurfs to do besides battle Gargamel and rescue Smurfette? What are they supposed to do for fun, man? Do you think they're Smurf strippers? I bet there is.
This is bad, Hoss.
At least I hope.
Real bad. Come here.
You saw that, yeah? He said, "Come here, boy," and then he just smiled all wide like that. That kind of put me off.
Shame to kill kinfolk like that.
Kinfolk.
No
Love
cure
it.
for the blue rage
And they say Smurf and shame as well.
College Murph was working on one before he got
Instead of Brainy
out by that
Smurf, it's
weird
College
called
Murph. Love it.
snot.
This game is so fucking stupid. It's the perfect amount of dumb, is how I would describe it.
She should have checked in by now.
It has like a little bit of class sprinkled with like a lot of stupidity and a lot of dumb shit.
Got to see to the other Murphs
Smiley Murph. Psycho Murph, what does he look like? Oh, he looks just like all the other ones. What is this one doing? He's fucking living it up. Look at him. That'd be me and Reno if I had any time for vacay. Check on Murphetta at Garglesnot's hut. This is totally fucking Smurfs, man. We don't talk about Smurfette's side job? Yeah, exactly. I bet all those male Smurfs in that village get bored. And I doubt they, you know, procreate asexually. I highly doubt that. Smurfette's gotta make a living somehow. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There was a big special lad up here, wasn't there? I think his name was like Charlie or some shit like that. Charles. Some shit. Or like, no, I think it was like Mike or something like that. Where's he at? Right, I guess he's not here, unfortunately. But, yeah, so like all last stream, I was using this other skill. I was using the Fire Hammer skill. But actually, through experimentation, I figured out that I would rather use the Frosty Slam. And the reason I want to use the Frosty Slam is if you read the description of this, summons her hammer and slams it into the ground, dealing fire melee damage, creating a massive fire nova, dealing fire ability damage. But if you read the description of this, the Fatemaker leaps toward her target, dealing frost ability damage. Any non-boss enemies damaged will be instantly killed if their total HP is below a percentage. If Feral Surge kills an enemy, its cooldown is immediately reset. So, yeah. As you're about to see with this Shroomlet, when my skill comes back. Also, I think it scales off your melee damage as well. I'm not entirely certain of that, but I think it counts as a melee. So if I kill this fucking idiot... Oh, I didn't kill him, unfortunately, but... Essentially, if I would have killed him, my skill would have been immediately recharged. And I can just spam it like a cunt. And it's great. It is super good at killing shit. It's great for mobs as well.
You were supposed to destroy the Murphs, not become their wife queen.
What are you even yapping about?
Don't you see?
I like his shoes.
You.
Did he borrow those from Sonic the Hedgehog?
Father.
That's not true. It's Murph and impossible.
And they threw a Star Wars in there as well. Gotta give him credit.
To be blue. I mean, true. Damn it. Shut up.
Alright. Oh my god, they're fucking freaky, man. I do not like them. The other ones aren't that bad, but these little blue ones are something crafted in hell. Oh, you know what? Perfect example. So you see how I smash them to pieces, and I can just keep doing this, right? So as long as I kill something with that, I can just spam it like a prig. And I can just wipe out entire waves and droves of enemies all at once. And then you also get certain things that, like, when you do a melee attack, it will help your cooldown as well.
I could do with the timely rescue.
Even sounds like a college student. They did that well. You seem fine to me. There one of them yellow dye in here?
If you want to save your beloved wife,
Hey, they're not all stupid. This one went to college, clearly. He has an education on his shoulders.
I do not like the sound of that ominous chuckle. This is most upsetting.
I like his voice the most, I think.
Garglesnot was forcing me to help him with his experiments. I had no choice.
This might be my next build, honestly. My first playthrough was a Graveborn Spore Warden Summon build. That was kind of fun. Yeah, see, that's the thing. So when I was testing this game, when I was doing the audio balancing and all that, I actually started with a Grave Ward as well. And, I did not understand the health bleeding mechanic shit at that time, but I think I have a hang on it now. So I think what it is when you hit an enemy with like one of those blood spells and they're red, any damage that you do to them is converted to health, or at least a portion of it. But I'm not entirely sure how accurate that is. So like I'm still figuring this game out. I'm probably about like 3 or 4 hours into it, maybe? Give or take maybe an hour? College Murph can do 2+2? Well, he can also do chemical experiments, clearly. He's got one of those chamber pots suspended by chains, so it looks even more, you know, college material. Don't say strange looking, I'm more attractive than you are. You want to see how attractive I am? There you go, now you can see how attractive I am. I'm actually beautiful.
barricaded
I'm a
village
warrior
then.
princess like Xena.
I'll meet you at the forward operating base outside the village when you're done.
Except I have the power of ice, and I don't have chakrams that I can, like, throw at shit.
Watch your rear.
Whoa, what the fuck is that?
Azabel's been spotted in that area.
Azabel, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
What the fuck is an Azabel? It's dead, by the way. Oh, no, it's not dead. It just flew in the air very high. Now it's dead.
You monster!
Monster, have you seen those little 2-foot-tall gremlins running about? Have you ever seen Grabbed by the Ghoulies? They're a little bit more worrying than the fucking giant crab spider thing, I think.
You listen here. You
It's almost how lifesteal works. It's just passively steals health and gives it to you. Ah, I see.
Once I'm through with these months,
Okay.
I'm coming
Alright, thank you for clearing that up.
serves you
That's something brand new they introduced, so, like, I didn't know quite how it worked. But I was kind of on the right path with it.
those rooftop shrooms to make our houses for generations. It's like the
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to join, by the way. Absolutely, if you feel like you want to. This is open for co-op, so if you want to, just give me a shout. And I do not mind doing that one bit. I do mind dying, though. I have a game to play. I have people to entertain. People with low standards, that is. Oh, I hate those kamikaze ones. Almost as much as I hate the Tinkerer Goblin people. The guys with the rocket backpacks that fly at you and fucking explode. Nice. Alright.
tick-tock goes the clock.
Not a problem, it was confusing for me at first as well, yeah. It's when they introduce new mechanics that's fun to explore and try and figure out. And it's the same thing when you find the legendary weaponry and you don't know how it works yet. And you have to experiment with it a bit and you have to figure it out as you go, kind of. Speaking of which, I have a new skill point. I don't know what I want, though. I might end up respecing, which is probably what I'm gonna do, so I'm not gonna worry too much about investing into shit. Find Toenail of Troll. Alright. Not the weirdest thing I think I've been sent out to collect in a Borderlands game. Maybe it is.
Stranger, you're approaching the lair of the hate troll known only as Kate. Kate the hate troll.
Alright. Hello, Kate. Good evening, madam. Doesn't sound like a Kate. Sounds more of like a Rick. I don't know, what do you think? Right. Oh yeah, it said toenail, yeah.
I've got everything.
Splendid. Reconvene with old Murph and I at the forward camp. The cauldron is prepared.
At the what?
I'll keep the double toil and bubble bath boiling for you.
I bet that line took several attempts to record. That did not sound like it was easy. He sounded like he was pacing himself there a little bit. Sounded like he was having a little bit of difficulty with that one. And that was like take 12, and he's like, alright, don't fuck it up this time.
Got incoming. On your guard, men.
Watch out, stranger.
Brothers anymore. Don't hold
You're not by chance a part of Red Dead Redemption, are you? Asking for a friend. You didn't like swap franchises, did you? I love how they go flying when I shoot them with this. That's really comical.
Forgotten before they hit the ground.
It's gonna take forever to kill him, but I feel like it's much more enjoyable to do it this way. Only in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands would I find myself brutally killing Smurfs with lightning. Although they're not Smurfs. Because if they were Smurfs, they'd be under a lawsuit and a cease and desist.
Presto Murpho. Vile. There you are.
Take Mushroom Enhancement Potion.
Piping hot. Fresh as it gets.
Is this a male enhancement product? What did I just make?
calculated the approach angle and velocity of the combined vectors. Using the potion on that mushroom right there will lead to quite the amazing ride, which should put you in the optimal position.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so this makes the springy shroom, yeah?
Now commence the jumping, y'all.
Ah, it does as well. Oh, and that puts me up and over the barricade. Gotcha. Alright. What's in here then?
Hot diggity Murph. In
Whoa,
Now
this
get
is
that
cool.
gate open so we can lend an assist.
Right. Get the gate open. Get the gate open, how? Up there. Gotcha.
Let's do this thing.
Come on, men.
There we go. That's like 5 or 6 in one. Love it. Yeah, it's like a magic steroid. I don't know how good I feel enabling the Smurfs to take steroids and shit like that, but...
Feta, darling.
There, that crystal must be the source of the blue rage. And Garglesnot's using it to turn Murph.
Feta into one of them things.
Murphetta?
Queen, can you hear me? Say something.
Oh, that must have been the blondie he was talking to in the fucking, in the house. There's a die over there. Oh, but that's a death chasm, isn't it? I'm sorry, I know your wife is in grave peril from your arch-mortal nemesis, but I have a die to collect. Oh no, shit, I have to defend him, fuck. I didn't know I was gonna have to defend him. Sorry. Sorry, I'm coming. Sorry about that. Like I said, die to collect.
I never ate or be eaten.
See, this is the cool thing about this action skill, so I can just sit here all day and just slam the fuck out of him. Like that. Fucking love it. It's so good. I'm so glad I decided to do that, instead of going with the fire hammer. Not that the fire hammer steered me at all wrong, but...
Oh, mercy me. Oh, you did it.
Don't you mean Murph see you?
Oh, Murph. Talk to me.
Yeah, see, this isn't Monster Hunter World. Or Monster Hunter in general. They're not going to take every opportunity to sidewind you with the shitty cat pun. Uh-oh.
No.
What?
I'm sorry, old Murph.
Did he just explode?
All according to that.
What?
Delicious.
Gargle snot. You
I thought Gargamel wanted to turn the Smurfs into gold.
Murph and tell you for that.
How would he have even done that? I know he was like a warlock or some shit, but like...
Time for a
I highly doubt the chemical compounds for gold are made up of Smurf intestines. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not a wizard. I wasn't created in his image. I don't know.
A devilish puzzle of genius design tempts you from nearby.
A devilish puzzle? You mean that jumping puzzle that I just solved immediately while you were talking? Defeat Garglesnot. Defeat Garglesnot? Where the fuck is the prick? Oh, there he is. How did I miss him, really? How did I miss him? He's fucking big as hell. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? Didn't like that, did you? I have some Jello powers of my own. I don't need a fucking TV series to do it, either. I'm like the Keymaster from Ghostbusters.
Our spell slots.
Okay, he definitely wasn't low enough health.
Spell slots are ready. Put out the oven.
Okay, that electric one kind of hurts a bit. Give me a legendary, you prick. Oh, he didn't. Fucking stingy cunt. Alright. If you wanted to spit on his corpse, I'm afraid you were about a mile away, my dear. It was probably about a mile away at your size, I would imagine. It's quite a ways to walk. The main problem is the elemental pools from using the ability in water. Yeah, I could see that being an issue. I've gotten killed like that a couple times, I think, or at least close to killed. Like, I had to get a revive from the DOT or whatever that it causes. But I think I had that with the fire as well, in certain circumstances, so it's not really like I'm losing nothing, it's just more optimal, I think. Oh, give me a purple launcher as well.